Hey, what's up guys? TDAC back with another World of Tanks video review. This time we're going to be concluding this mini-series on the T49 light tank branch, which pretty much stemmed from the T37, M41 Bulldog, and T49. Now we are on the T49 and we're going to be going over this tank, hopefully pretty much to give you guys a sense of how it will play out and pretty much give you an overall feeling for what to expect when you get this tank. Okay, so this 152mm derp cannon light tank pretty much is, in my opinion, described as a KV-2 on a light chassis. Now, you're going to be zooming around at around 72.4 kilometers an hour, especially on a flat with this thing's terrain resistance, with a 152mm derp cannon. So just imagine that for a second and picture yourself on the battlefield doing that and how much fun it would be. So that's pretty much what you're going to find in this T49 light tank. First thing I want to go over is obviously the 152mm cannon. Obviously similar to the KV-2, it has the premium HE round, the standard HE round, and the high explosive anti-tank round. It does not have an AP round, which pretty much came in the patch. I think 9.2 is when they reworked the KV-2's gun, and this follows that same process and methods there. So what you're going to be getting is 76mm of penetration with the standard HE round with 910 alpha on a penetration. So obviously, right off the bat, a lot of alpha with this thing if you penetrate. You can obviously run around, get behind tanks, and hopefully pen the butts of them. Now, what I like to run personally is the premium HE round, which has, I'll get into later, a lot more splash radius because it is almost like an artillery cannon, and 9 more penetration at 85mm of penetration with the same alpha of 910. I also run a few heat rounds in this tank at 152mm of penetration, following obviously the no normalization heat round mechanics, which cannot shoot through hard cover just like the HE rounds, and that has 700 alpha. So at the same time, you're going to be running around, like I said, at 72.4 kilometers an hour, and this thing has a dispersion of 0.6. It has an aim time of 3.6 seconds, and it's really going to take a while to hit any shot at range. Now, the reason why I'm saying this is because you're not going to be, as a playstyle of this tank, really running around trying to hit people on the move. You're going to have to stop, peek, and shoot sometimes, depending on whether you're behind tanks, in front of them, or even if you just want to deal some damage just by shooting them in the front with the HE round. You'll see that in the gameplay, and pretty much let's get on with the other statistics on this tank. Alright, so if we go to the tech tree and pull up this tank's statistics, also module tree here, we can see that it does have a stock turret and the stock 90mm, which I am also going to go over right now. The 90mm it's a viable cannon in the sense that it has a large credit sink because you do have to run a lot of heat rounds in it if you want it to be effective at all. I've seen people run around with the top turret obviously mounted with the stock gun because it kind of follows the same playstyle as an RU-251. But in my opinion, if you really want that playstyle, just go ahead and get an RU-251 because it is a better tank with better V-range, better camo, all the good stuff with the 90mm on that tank. So just to go over, just in case you guys are looking to run the 90mm on the T49, it has a standard, actual standard round of a HESH mechanic here. So you have 102mm of penetration with 320 alpha damage for the HESH. It has a high explosive round with 45 penetration and 320 alpha, and then it has what most people run if they're running the 90 is exclusive heat rounds, which are 250mm of penetration at 240 alpha. This thing's aim time and dispersion are obviously going to be way better at 0.38 and 2.3 seconds, and that's pretty much the 90mm for you. Now, if I was to go through this T49, I obviously free speed all the modules right at the beginning, but if you guys were to pretty much grind out stuff, I'd suggest getting the tracks first before anything because you need them to mount the 152 when you get it. I'd get the engine probably last. You'll probably have the radio already. So I'd go tracks, turret, gun, engine, radio. Now the T49 does lead towards the T57, but at my point in time here as a tanker, I've already had the T57, so I really just got this tank for fun. The T49 it has 100 more hit points with the upgraded turret, so 1,100 hit points. It weighs almost a little over 23 tons, 550 horsepower engine. Like I said, the top speed is 72.4. Good traverse speed of 44 degrees per second, so you're going to be zooming around and traversing on a dime. Whole armor, obviously non-existent, 25 millimeters in the front and sides and 19 in the rear. And then the turret armor has a little bit of spaced armor, but nothing enough to stop any shell because you are going to be side tiers. With that being said, the rate of fire on this 152 is probably around, I think mine is like 19, 18 seconds because I do run it with cola because I don't really see this tank getting on fire that much. So actual gun reload time, you see it right there, 18.99 seconds with a rammer, and if you loaded vents you could get it lower, but not really. It is viable, but not really my preference there. View range is 400 meters, basic for a tier 8 scout tank, and signal range is 745. So that's pretty much preliminary stuff, guys. We'll have some gameplay next, and first we're going to go over crew skills and loadouts. Alright, so my loadout as consumables go and shells, I get 5 standard HE, 12 premium HE, and 5 heat. I only have the 5 standard HE just for lower health tanks if they have like below 200 health. I just shoot them right in the front of the tank and splash them to death. That's really one of the things that this tank is good at, definitely finishing lower health targets with that HE. As consumables go, small repair kit, small first aid kit, and cola. You can run an automatic fire extinguisher, but since its reload and basic stats are so mediocre and unreliable, I do like to run that cola to get it up as much as you can. In terms of crew skills, we just go, obviously this thing has so much dispersion and such little accuracy that I like to run all the on the move and accuracy perks that you can get. So pretty much the process goes, get camo first because that's a skill and it won't be a perk, so it'll be effective right off the bat. Once you get it to 100 and whatever it is, like 120%, you can retrain for 6 cents, get snapshot and smooth ride on the gunner and driver, and then get safe stowage on the loader because you do not want to get ammo racked in this tank. If you get ammo racked, your reload is like 40 seconds and it's just painful. Now after that, I went ahead and got camo. You can get maybe repairs after camo, possibly BIA, whatever you guys want to do. But since I only have 2 skills, I just got camo. That's pretty much it for this. We're going to try a game on the fly and showcase really how this tank is as playstyles go. You really just want to zoom around, preferably with a couple other mediums. You don't want to be obviously on the front line or anything. It is a scout tank, but with your 152mm cannon, once you shoot, you got to get the hell out of dodge. And really what I like to do is just sit behind a few medium or heavy tanks and look for breaks. Try and get behind the enemy forces with at least a couple other tanks to support you. And really, you can get artillery if you really want to, but at the same time, if you miss or splash and don't kill them, you got to run away or they're going to shotgun you. So we'll have some gameplay next. I also have one replay after that, so we're going to try an on-the-fly game and showcase this as best we can. Alright, so we're going to try an on-the-fly game. Showcase this tank as realistically as possible, especially with me playing at, not a replay, just on the fly. Hopefully get good matchmaking. Alright, we got Fiery Salient, which is okay. I can definitely do some scouting here. Both teams are pretty shit, stat-wise, but not going to be a bad thing for me. This is actually a very good match. A couple people maybe get their Roomba, maybe the scouts on the enemy team. I can pen that Tiger and also FCM, so we'll see what happens. Alright, got the premium HE and wait for this tick and clock thing to 30 seconds of the beginning of the game to roll down, and we'll see what we can do. Our immediate reaction to this map in a light tank would be to go middle, but since I have Camo Crew, Cola, Camo Net Binox, I'm going to go 1-2 line. Hopefully I do not get spotted early on by an enemy light, but we will slowly creep up and hopefully get into a passive position. May even angle my tank downwards towards the hill so I can just rush off of it if I get spotted. But we're going to let our teammates get into position as I slowly creep up. So I'm going to start here. If we get any initial lights, we'll see what happens, and then we'll see if anyone shoots them. Really want to wait for this VKD over there to spot some people, as he does. By the looks of it, there's the enemy scout. He's not in the... He is in the sights of us, so we're going to see if we can hit him. He's unspotted, so we're going to just wait up a little bit. I believe I was actually the one who spotted him. It might have been the VK, but you never know. Oh, VK's down, so I'm going to have to do this job here. There's a T-37. We're going to stay here for now. Do not believe I got spotted, so we're going to retreat into the bushes. Really would appreciate if I could get a shot on this guy, but he's out of our view range. Nope, he's in our view range, he's right at the edge. So if he comes up here, I might be able to shoot him. No promises, but this is going to be a hard shot if I do take it. Nope, wasn't spotted. Need that T54 to light him again. There he is. Going back down. He's not lighting us, so that's a good thing, but at the same time he's countering us from moving up at all. So once he's down, we'll be able to take this pretty easily. Take a shot on him. Oh! Rip you. So that did get me spotted. I'm going to run. Definitely worth it to take out that scout tank as an IS-3 hits me. Going to swerve here. Get behind our enemy heavies, or friendly heavies. Hopefully let them take a few shots. We're going to get up here, as we cannot connect with any of these guys because we are getting spotted. Going to go reset my camo. Get into a bush. Aim at this FCM. Might be able to kill him. We do need lights though. So it looks to me like the better project to shoot at is the T-34, who is also behind structural cover, so maybe better to shoot the FCM. Nope, he's down. Wow, don't know where that went. Alright, so we're going to reload. Not the best here because we are kind of sniping in a derp cannon. So we're going to move up, try and blap this 120 in the face. Maybe get a penetration, never know, so let's go do that. Still can't believe I hit that shot on the T-37. Those RNGs to the max. Okay, so there's another T-34 here. There's a 416 over there. Maybe able to peek my turret up and hit him before this 50. Oh, Pershing on the hill. Let's hit him. We will aim at this Pershing. As he is pulling back. Need to keep in mind that that 5120 is there. Here's a T-34. If he peeks up, we'll just blop him in the face and kill him. So I'm on artillery, so I'm going to pull back a little bit. No 5120 in sights. We do need guys to be lit on that hill. Things are not looking too good right now. See if I could peek around and get lights on this guy. Nope. Definitely stay on this side of the berm so the Pershing can't hit me. Yeah, this T-34 to light. But then again, he's heavy and doesn't really have the best view range. Oh, there's a 5120 right in front of me. SU-101 on the hill, we'll shoot him. I'm going to leave that 5120 be. SU-101, gotta aim in. Take a shot, that definitely landed, and we will run away now. Alright, so this 5120 is pulling back. He may be on reload. No real telling what he's doing, so I'm going to go ahead and spot him. There he is. Ah, no kill. So we did get 295 on him. Dodged the shot there. T-54 is YOLOing. He better kill one of these guys before he dies. No. Alright, good. So there's the SU-101. Going to take a shot on him. Hopefully get him with this shot. Maybe this Tiger might be able to shoot him. Nope, there he is. Nope, that shot went way away. Gonna reload again, hit this Roomba. And things are going pretty slowly here. But the gameplay is, you know, evident that that's how this troll wagon plays out. So there's the Roomba aiming in. Nope, gotta crest over to shoot him. Alright, he's behind the crest, so we gotta run. Not in a good position right now. There's a Super P. We can get behind him and pen his ass. So we're just going to rush at him, not even take a shot. Let's save my shot. Hopefully we won't get shot from the hill. Nope, Pershing's dying. Just going to auto aim and shoot because he's going to die by the time we get there. Oh. Alright, here's the time to scout that Roomba. I'm going to proxy him as I come on the berm, hopefully. Might be able to come up and spot someone else, but Yag Tiger's definitely nestled somewhere back here. Let our 1-2 line push. Don't want to be the one taking the shots. There's a Tiger. There's the Roomba. I got spotted. Gonna reset my camo and go over to the left here. Ooh, that was our arty. Almost hit by our arty there. Here's the shot on the Roomba. Come on, aim in faster. There we go. Nice 448 shot on him. As their enemy artillery is spotted. Got 2 kills now, 945 damage. We're going to try and spot this Yag. Yag was on the hill, so now that we think about it, there's definitely no one else over here. Everyone's got to be on the hill, along with this artillery actually is spotting for them, so got to get him down and then snipe the hill. I would not advise doing that, SU. Alright, good, he's not crossing. Now, if he gets shot, people will be spotted by him. Here's an artillery. I was obviously spotted by him, so I'm going to go ahead, crest over, and shoot the Yag. Nope, not going to have the gun depression. Don't want to shoot the arty. These guys are just going to shoot me in the butt if I do that. Try and get the gun depression here to shoot at least one of these guys. Arty is down. No shots on the Yag. Actually, here we go. Nice shot of 359 there on his side, as now he can reload. Hopefully we can get one more shot on him before he dies. Try and bait him out. There's the shot. Gotta respot him here. As our gun depression is not allowing us to shoot him, as he is pretty much reloading. Kill him. Wow. Alright, so RNG screwed us over. T54 got him with heat, and not a bad game. Definitely not the best for this tank, but that shot on the T37 and those late game snipe shots were effective. Especially on a map like that, there's not much other than active scout and do no damage, or you can passive, kind of, not as active as I was until the end, and then get some better damage. So let's check the win 8 for that. In-game counter, I did hit a few blind shots at like 2,000. So if we look at the in-game or the after game, you can see I got 1,089 XP. So actually a lot of XP on that. I believe that was second class. Yeah, second class on this tank. Got Bruiser, Fire for Effect, and Spotter. Wow, a lot of damage assisted, holy crap. 3,493, so definitely did do the scouting roll there well, at least good enough. And I only spotted one person, so a lot was just assisted damage. 1,481 actual damage. Did lose around 30,000 credits, which was a credit sink and the cola. But if we check it win 8, 3,545, which is more than enough, and that yielded us a great game right there. So next we'll have another replay, probably showcasing this tank a little bit better in terms of playstyle. But that's it for this, and stay tuned for the next gameplay. Alright, so the second gameplay is a nice standard battle on Fisherman's Bay that I had while platooned with DB Black and A Canuck. A Canuck is a member of Snurk, which is a subclan of Simp, and DB is in Reddit along with me. So you can see right off the bat that they have a lot of lower tier Tier 8 rather heavy tanks. They also have a few Tier 9 heavies as well as Tier 10 heavies. We have a lot jumbled up on our team. Not as many heavies as per se, but we do have some light tanks and medium tanks to go along with that at the lower tiers. So I'm in obviously a T49. DB's in his 1390, and Canuck is in his M48 pattern. M46 pattern. Wow, words. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and start this, and obviously load that premium HE round, and see if we can do any devastating damage off the bat here onto the enemy lights. So we'll go ahead and speed this up a little bit. I'll get to the start of this battle. Now T49 it's okay for counter scouting. You would think it would be really good because of its amount of penetration with the gold HE, and also the fact that it could technically one-shot enemy light tanks. But due to the fact that those light tanks are moving so quickly and you have a derp cannon, you really need to get in close. And if you do that and engage them on lines of enemy fire, you can't really counter scout if you get killed by someone else. So it's really one of those scout tanks that you have to be overly cautious in. So there's an M41 Bulldog. Like I said, he did peek up, but I'm not going to engage him because I will be shot by enemies. Keep in mind there are two enemy artilleries, high tier artilleries, the M53-55 and the 261, being both pretty accurate arties, so I do have to keep moving here. So Bulldog comes through the middle there. I'm trying to keep him lit, you know, do some job for this Batchat that's coming around. Also the Yag Tiger and other people that are pretty much camping to shoot him if he comes up. So he somehow spots me there. I was in camo, but at this point I don't have the best crew in this tank, so you know, we're going to have to deal with that. So there's a tasty T-34 down there by the town, also up here by the actual side of me. However, this E5 simps me out. I get shot once, and I put a nice hit onto that T-34's frontal. I did splash him kind of near the track, so it only did around 300 damage, but he's subsequently destroyed by our Yag Tiger. And now, obviously, you gotta wait for that 1800 or 18-second reload, as we now have shots on this T-57 Heavy. Now, we are staying in camoed positions. We're not spotted right now, but we're gonna try and get some shots on these other heavies. Keep in mind that the HE rounds cannot go through destructible buildings and fences such as these in front of us, so I do have to take my shots carefully, especially at these places here, to make sure that they do not splash in front of them. And I really want to hit the desired target, obviously, but if I do not hit him directly, we can do some splash damage. So Canucks keeping this 57 spot. I'm really trying to get some shots on him. I see his turret now as I take a nice snapshot, but it does miss. So, not really a nice snapshot, kind of a whiff there. So, Andrew's getting some good shots in this 57. A Canuck is actually, I think, trying to get the hell out of there. He's kind of pinned, actually, so we're going to have to support him here. Once again, T-34 is getting butt-raped by DB and this other Batchat. Now we do have shots at these guys down here, so we're going to go ahead and get better shots. STI preferably, because his sides are facing us, and you can see the long aim time there as my reload is up, and I shoot him for a 323 in the side. So nice splash there, especially on the side. Keep him tracked for our friendlies here, as he does burn his repair kit. And now we have shots on a French Heavy, so that'll even be pretty good there. Now this T-57, he's lower health, so we're going to try and take him out first. Shoot him in the turret ring, may be able to get a penetration, you never know. So we're going to shoot him up, and only hit him for 170, because that was a bad angle that the shell dropped to. So once again, we're going to go reload for 10 more seconds. As the E5 does disappear, so we're going to peek out, hopefully get shots on this 57 and take him out, as he is destroyed by our E100. So we're going to wait for lights and just camp here, camoed up with our binocs and camo net. So E5, there is a destructible building there, so I really need to aim high here. Try and get that aim time to come down as we derp him in the side of the gun mantlet for 133. So once again, you can see we haven't even gotten a kill yet, and we have around 1,000 damage. I guess we'll round it up, and the win 8 is already at around 1,300. So technically, this tank is pretty good for win 8, especially with the splash damage, where you don't have to really aim in, especially right there, another 300 damage, and we go up 500 win 8. So definitely the values for this win 8, and they have not changed because this is post-patch, so pretty much the same as a lot of the other tier 8 light tanks, which are good for win 8 farming. Do try and take the kill shot there to splash the STI, however it does not connect, and we need to once again reload. So since all their team is pretty much nestled in the city, and they do have 2 artillery, and the E3 is getting circled by our E5, I'd take the initiative, get behind them, and this is really what you want to do in this tank ideally, is get behind all the enemies, kind of not run into an E100 like that, but get into these enemies' butts. And now since I have the STI and 5120, I decided to shoot the 5120 because he is a way better target, as I knew that the 5120 was going to die quicker if I shot him and penned him. And the STI only had 10 health, so might as well get the damage on the 5120, and you saw the pen there and the engine fire, so we're able to shoot the E5 here and clean him up for 343. So we do have 2,540 damage as artillery whiffs, and around 5,600 win 8. Last arty is obviously going to be at around A2, A3. May be able to scavenge up the kill there. thing about this T49 is the reload actually does not, if you play it passively like I do and only go in at the right opportunities, the reload isn't really that bad at around 19 seconds. And obviously for things like this where I'm just trolling around trying to shoot people and splash them in the face, it's really not that bad because you can peek out and shoot whenever you want, and it's really on opportunity. It's, in close engagements in late game, if people decide to push you, it could be an issue, but it's really not, especially at medium range like I was there. So ideally, you just want to let people focus. Wow, nice shot there on them, 53-55. That's the snapshot for you from RNG. But you really just want to let your teammates push the enemy, and you get behind them as they're focused on your teammates. The one flaw about the T49 is obviously that shots like that don't really connect that often, and its aim time and reload are just long and excruciating. But in a sense, like I said, the reload's not as bad as the aim time in my opinion. The aim time's really just what gets you, because you do expose yourself to fire while you do that. So we'll have some closing thoughts next. I don't have the after battle reports for this, but I guess we could just say from the in-game win 8 counter, we got 2,990 damage with a little bit of engine fire on that 5120 and a pin on him. We also have 8,720 win 8, and we got 2 kills, one on the I believe E5 and then another one on the artillery. And that's pretty much it for this game. We'll have some closing thoughts next, and then we'll get on with this next video. Alright, so pretty much in conclusion, this T49, definitely a capable tank in the right hands of a driver. And pretty much as a tanker, I enjoy this tank. I'll probably give it around a 7.5 out of 10, just because it isn't as reliable as I would have thought before I got it. But, with little research, and now that I have it, it is... it's okay. It's fun to play, great to troll around with, but I wouldn't suggest playing it if you're trying to like grind out anything or even getting the 54E1. It's probably quicker to grind the T69. Other thoughts about this tank: the 152mm derp cannon, definitely the main attraction of this tank. It has really good traverse speed and top speed, which is obviously another good thing when mounting that 152. But in retrospect, it does, on the contrary, bring a huge dispersion to the gun, as well as aim time and accuracy. So the reload's going to be a bit up there too at 19 seconds, but it's not the death of this tank at all by any means. So, all in all, definitely a great tank, fun to play around with, fun to platoon with too, I forgot to mention that. But that's pretty much it from me, guys. Hope you enjoyed this review. If you have any questions, definitely comment them below, comment, rate, subscribe, and happy tanking.